I decided to do my July garden tour this morning because it's beautiful, and usually July in Oklahoma is no joke. So here's my gate, or not gate, but the post going in. This I'm still not used to. I still have to carefully walk across it. It scares me, which is probably why they have them, because cattle. So here is the pecan tree. I don't know if I put this on video before. I don't really like going through this deep grass. Chickers. Let's see if this is still alive. Just barely making it through the weeds. Gotta get in here, weed it out. There's another pecan tree right there, but I'll get that on my way when I'm almost done. That'll be the last thing we look at. There's AC. Got my tour with me today. Look how pretty and misty it is, but it's really humid. It's starting to get hot now. It was nice and cool this morning. So July is when the mosquitoes start to come out. Not mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are out all summer, but the spider webs in the trees. Oh boy, we have a ton of spider webs in there. Look at that. Oh man. Not sure if those are those bag spiders. Those are bad news. They are. We need to come and get that taken care of. That's not good. Look at this spider web. Hopefully I don't walk into one. I love spiders, but they have to be the right kind of spiders, because those will kill a tree quick. What you doing, Ace? Did you find something? No, buddy. Leave it alone. There is the red maple. It's an Oklahoma redbud. That one's the eastern redbud, I believe. It's not doing too good. I think these cedar trees put cedar rust on them. When we spray them with neem oil, though, they'll straighten up. Here's my little patch of edible flowers that I want to spread throughout. It's barely making it. Here is the magnolia bushes right here. There's our little garden. I'll have to go over there after I'm done up here. These are the trees that we planted. We planted them this year. This is an apple tree. Let's see what kind of apple tree, so I can look later if I need to. This was $4 tree, I think it was. Started out at $24.94, but they were closing them out. Pink Lady is this one right here. Next to this apple we bought last year. This is really doing well. This one looked like that one last year, so I have high hopes for the other ones. This one looks like it's got some. If these are good spiders, I want to keep them, but if they're bad, definitely need to come and make sure. This poor little tree is barely struggling. I don't know if it'll make it. Oh, yeah, I'm not sure about those spiders on there. This is a plum tree. Let's see what kind of plum tree. Oh, this one had a sticker tag. This is a Fuji apple. This is they always struggle in the first year, trees do. A Sweet August Sensation plum. Yeah, that's not doing too great. And this is a bald cypress. And it's got some pretty good new growth on it. You can see by the brighter tips. Not supposed to grow really tall. just crepe myrtle. Oh my goodness, that's pretty. I've propagated a bunch of those and I want to line my driveway with them. I think that'll be pretty. Up here is a willow I've propagated. This was just a stick when it started, and now it's up to my chin. Yep, it's doing really good. I gotta come out and prune it up next year. And that is my weeping willow that I adore. Love my weeping willow. That's what this one is also, is a weeping willow. Was hanging over the sidewalk and they were happy to let me prune that off. I just stuck a bunch of little sticks in the ground. I'm not in the ground, but in potting mix with some rooting hormone. Isn't that pretty? It's going to be even prettier. It was just a stick when I planted it in there, but I didn't propagate that one. I bought that at Home Depot last year. And then this, if you can see it through the weeds. I don't like to get up here because there are some snakes still. But see right, the little bit brighter green right there is one I propagated. We need it for shade here when we're fishing. Oops, the overturned chair. Wind is no joke here in Oklahoma either. Oops, a frog just jumped in. And then we have... Whoa, what the heck was that? This is where we caught that big monster fish. Isn't that pretty? I love that willow. Looks like our mulberry is not going to make it. That's okay because it's probably crowding out that beautiful willow. That's okay. Look how pretty these willows are. I just love them. Come here, AC. Good boy. It's a good boy. Are you a good boy? There's that little stream that's still wet in July, which I'm going to try and channel that and make it more of a stream because it just makes this whole big area over here just marshy. So that'll be another project for another day. But that's where the overflow comes out of the pond when it rains really hard. It makes a pretty little stream. Oh, I guess it's dried up now. Oh, it's still got a little puddle there, muddy little puddle. Birds come there and snack on little fish that get through the grate right here. What you doing, bud? Ugh, spider web. Walking right through a spider web. Don't you love that? I don't think you do. I don't. Most people don't like that. Hey, spider web. That pretty. Oh, it's really muggy though. I want to come up here because there's a crepe myrtle that was a sucker off that big crepe myrtle that I showed a while ago. And I thought for sure it was dead. But then about a week ago, I found that it started to... Oh, except this bindweed's not doing it any good. Oh wait, no, that's part of it. But it started to sprout. Yay. And I have a pampas grass down here that I planted. I planted a weeping willow here a while ago. 2 years ago? 1 year ago? 2 years ago. And it never did, from one of those where you buy the bare roots. And it never did. It just died. It was just a stick. So, but that's the pampas grass, and that came from bare root. So that's about one of the only things that made it. This is up by the road. Where you going? What are you doing? Are you a good boy? Are you a good boy? All right, back here. I love those cattails over there. They're so pretty. I have a trazillion spiders, which I love if there are good spiders. What is this? Some sort of a not good thing. We need to come out here with some neem oil because that'll just eat up those leaves. Ooh, big old spider webs. I need to make sure there's no spider webs. Better not go under that tree. They like to hang down out of trees. This is the time of year, July and August, where the spiders, just tons of spiders. Ugh, ran into another spider web. Yeah, this is not a good sign. Get out and take care of that. Those web worms, man, they can decimate a tree really fast. I want to plant flowers all around here. We want to put a gazebo up right here. And I want a fountain here in the corner there. I want a quarter garden. It'll probably have to be mostly shade once that weeping willow grows. But we'll see. I want sunflowers all over here, but I think we're going to have to park our trailer here. Had to take the trailer into the shop. Look at that glorious crepe myrtle. I don't know what to do about that down there. But look at that. Isn't that pretty? Love crepe myrtle. And let's see, I just planted 2 new Russian sage because I really wanted lavender to line this walk, as well as that pretty pink crepe myrtle. But lavender, I can't grow it for the life of me. It just doesn't grow. So here is, that's doing good. I just planted it. It's much smaller than that. I planted it maybe a week ago. Well, not much smaller, but looks like they've taken. This poor lavender is the only one left after I planted probably 13, I think, along here. This is the only little guy that made it. I really need to dig that up and put it somewhere else. It's just too clay. The soil is too clay here. Okay, look at that. That's a blueberry. Barely making it. I don't know why. I think it's the cedar rust. We need to come out and get neem oil on these. It works wonders on cedar rust. This is another blueberry. This is our peach tree that was struggling over here behind the hammock, but it just was too shady because of that beautiful oak tree. Look at all that new growth on the oak tree. And here's another blueberry. And here's our blackberry. We've eaten quite a few blackberries off here. This is a forsythia. And that, I planted that in the spring, I think, last year, but it's really grown, and I've actually pruned it back pretty hard, and I have taken a lot of starts off of it. So there's peach tree. It's got some new growth on that too. Herb garden is totally overgrown. Totally overgrown. I need to get out here and these weeds, good grief, these weeds just are so, they love, and they're pretty little purple flowers on there, but good grief, they took over everything. And you can see some mint. That's actually in a pot. There's some chocolate mint down there somewhere in that mess. Dill. This time of year, it's just too hard to get out in the garden. It's too hot. We have some tomatoes that we've been harvesting lately. They're doing great. They will go and sleep for a few. They'll sleep till September because it's just too hot for them. But they'll start producing again in September and through October. That's carrots. We need to get out here. We already harvested all the radish. I made radish kimchi and pickled radishes. I don't like to show this area because it's just completely full of weeds. Our smoker. Todd makes wonderful smoked food. Nasturtium. That stuff that's just totally overgrown. Back there you'll see there's a kind of a bright yellow. I started those from a boxwood hedge that's in the backyard that was here, and they're a little bit, look like they might be struggling. That one there and that one down poking in there. This came up from when I bought it, died right off really quickly last year. When I bought it, it was on clearance, and this year it surprised me, came back up. More nasturtium, some vinca, I think it's called. Now there's a start that's doing well from my boxwood hedge, and there's two starts that are doing well from the boxwood hedge. These are from the euonymus right over here. This is just, I planted a potato, a sweet potato. This is my, what's it called? Tree stump, cement tree stump that I made. And I didn't like the grass in it because it was too, for some reason I didn't make a hole, a drainage hole in it. So I just had to fill it up with sand and leave this in the pot because I just water it every day. But he's looking better now that I've filled in his eyes. His eyes were weird looking. And that little pot, everything's a mess. It's okay. This was an ashtray I tried to make with cement. And my favorite stepping stone that I started and lost interest in, that's just the way I am, is falling apart because I don't have cement around it to hold in these pieces. I just glued them on. And of course in the weather they're going to get messed up. And let's see over here, look at this rose. Oh wait, I missed this whole area. Here, let me come back over here. This is weeping willow starts from that huge tree that was hanging over the sidewalk. Look how pretty that is. There's some volunteer oak or maple trees. They came from a big tree in the backyard. These are from a friend's garden. These are chaste or vinca trees that I just dug up. They were volunteers and I just dug them up and stuck them in pots, and these are two more. And I just barely got those, so they're not doing as well, but they definitely have taken, so they're starting to acclimate, I guess, to, there's some more euonymus in here, in bigger pots are doing well. And what else is in here? I guess that's it. This is my little nursery area, I guess. Take care of these guys, make sure they get watered every day because they're in pots. And then we're over here to the rhododendrons that are struggling again because I need to get some, I think it's, I don't know because I'm not used to gardening in Oklahoma, but I think that is some sort of a fungus. I don't know, but looks like it's setting some leaves or something for next year. And here is some Joseph's coat. I'm going to have to pick a few of those and take them in for next year because they're, whoa, look at this spider web I almost walked into. Can you see it? Ugh. Okay. But anyway, so this is all brand new. So this is something I planted in late June. My little shade garden. Got a mosquito. And right here are coral bells. Right there, I got 3 coral bells. Right there, I can't tell where my finger's going. This is something that starts with the L. I can't remember, but anyway, it's a ground cover with little flowers on it. That. Then I have one over there. I can't. And I transplanted a poor little hydrangea that wasn't making it over there because it was too hot. Over to here. Right here, but I don't know if that's how it's supposed to look or what, but it's really, I mean, it's doing way better over here than it was over there, but, and that is coleus, and it's doing really well. I'll have to bring that in. That's a hosta. There's a hosta. These begonias. That is a juga, and that's what was in my tree head cement planter. Got mosquitoes flying around my head. There's 2 more hostas, little hostas that were just little roots. I bought them. They were $10 originally. I bought them for $5. Only 2 came up, so I don't know if that's a good deal or not. And let's see what else we have over here. This is just so overgrown and so many weeds in there. And I've just about given up on them. I'm not so positive. I love these. They looked so pretty in the pictures. It was seeds. And can't remember the name of them, but they look kind of brown in the garden. They kind of look dead when you're not this close up. And then when you put them in a vase, they look dead. So I'm not sure if it's my favorite. Don't know if I'll get that again. But look how pretty that is. That is I always forget the name, so anyway, hopefully you'll look it up or know. That is a lantana that's completely overgrown. Can't even see it behind all these petunias. These petunias were, I bought them for 25 cents a packet. So 4 packets for $1. And I started them out in 1 flat, but because I didn't think, I just totally overseeded them because I just didn't think they'd make it for that. You know, I thought the propagation rate would be low. But look at them, they're crazy. And I had to separate them and put them in 2.5 flats. I ended up with 2.5 flats. And look at all these petunias. They're doing the best. They've actually overgrown. This I didn't plant. I think it's a sunflower seed from probably the bird bath, but we feed birds out of it. Here's some more of those zinnias. And these status is pretty much gone. But they're so beautiful because they last forever. If you pick them at the right stage, and the color stays. Bee balm has gone crazy. Look at this. That's a few beans that we planted. That's really filled in nicely. I have a little, I can't remember the name of these. It'll grow up and fill in this eventually, I hope. But it's I can't remember the name of it. I always forget. I need to write these names down before I start these. But it's just such a pretty morning, I decided to come out here and film this. So even though So those are the last of the, I think they got their last little bit of life in them. The, I can't remember any names today. So this is bee balm, remember that? This is salvia, that pretty. And the petunias, and look at those poor daisies. I gotta come and chop those down. I might get a new flush of color if I do. These are paper flowers, and they last forever. Wow, that's weird. I haven't seen them do that. But these are beautiful. They last forever. They're those everlasting flowers like the statuses, so you can put them on wreaths and stuff like that. And they're real flowers that you can put on wreaths. Poor little thing. Look at this spike. That's a spiky plant, but poor thing is just getting overtaken. I need to get out here. Look at all the weeds. I weeded here, just threw cardboard down and threw mulch over the top of that. Well, not mulch, but compost. My soil is getting so good because I do that. I just pile up on top of it and then on top, and put some wood chips from the wood chipper down. That's what I did there to weed because I'm just too old to weed. And we're going to go through here. I just think this makes it look so magical. Go down these stairs that Todd made. Oh, except I ran into a spider web. Really don't like spiders. I mean, no, I love spiders. I just don't like walking into spider webs. Got weeds on my stairs. And that's a weeping cherry. I had to cut off one whole branch because it got burnt in the car on the way home. This is some zinnias that I got. They were $1 a piece, and that I think is a zinnia. But see, I just laid down some paper, and it decomposes, but the worms eat it, and they love it. That's Gara. My Gara didn't do well this year. Maybe this is when they're supposed to bloom. I don't know. When I transplanted this from here because there was just too many the daisies. See, I cut this back, and it's doing good. I need to cut these other ones back. And that is an azalea. I need to get out and get the weeds away from that. This is our new little picnic area with our Mesa horseshoe pits. That's really fun. I'm way better than Todd. No, just kidding. He's better than me. This is a Japanese maple that I got for $14.49 Walmart special buy. I picked them up, and they're not doing too great. That one is pretty basically dead. Hopefully they'll come back. Even if those down there make it, I don't mind the root stock. There's our little picnic table. And this is new. The picnic table's new. We brought the hammock up because we never used it down there, but we use it a lot. This is our little garden bed. We've gotten a couple of squash off of here. We got some strawberries off of here. This is one of those that I've just layered on the cardboard. It was full of grass, and I just layered some cardboard on it last weekend. And what I'm going to do is get some of these landscape timbers and just go around the edge of it to make a raised bed and just keep layering it up with mulch, compost, and cardboard. This is, let's see, where am I going? Cows. These are our neighbor cows. I guess I could go down here. These are our, we bought these the same time as we bought those fruit trees. These ones down here are more sheltered, so they're doing better. The Wendy's Oklahoma is no joke as well. And this is a redbud. Doing well. And I think it's got a few brown spots and leaves, but I don't know what that means. I'm new at this. This is a pear tree. Was doing better last time I filmed, I think. These are from the just transplanted these canna lilies from up there, right up over there. This is a burning bush, and I've got a bunch of starts off of that, and they've taken off. This is a canna lily that's blooming. We didn't think they were going to bloom the first year, but they did. This is a pear tree. Oh, look at this. Todd had to clean out a whole bunch of cedars that were choking out this Rose of Sharon, but it turned it into a tree, so that's pretty. That Rose of Sharon is blooming. I have some starts off of that as well. They're pretty because they're like pink. Pear tree that we just discovered a little while ago. Got a couple of pears on it. It's just too shady right here for it to get much. And this beautiful tree that I love. And this is a magnolia. We had 2 of them. I ran over the other one with the lawnmower. But that's doing pretty good. I mean, it's 2 years. And it's one of those bare root. That's 2 years old. We have to put these sticks around it to make sure I don't run over it again with the lawnmower. And let's see, where are we? This side I did the weed control with the cardboard and the compost and a few wood chips. And this side I did not. I need to do this side. This is my next project. That is a magnolia bush. Under there is a pincushion plant. Can't even see it. Gara. There was a poor little rhubarb that sat in the flat too long. Don't know if it's gonna make it. Right there. This is a grass that I planted not long ago. I think that's new since the last video. This was a balloon flower. Poor thing is taken over. This is a Gara balloon flower. Up here is the back of the shade garden. Canna lilies look so pretty. This has been eaten back here, even though I've cut off a lot of them. I still need to get in there because these, I think they call them bagworms. They're terrible. I don't know if you can see them there, because they take parts of the tree to use as around their little cocoony thing. Right there's one. Oh, ugly. Hi, cows. Wonder what the heck I'm doing. Let me see if I want to walk under this tree. I don't know if I want to because of all the spider webs.